Hi Stampers, welcome to Stamp, Scrap, Go. I am working on my swaps for this weekend for World Card Making Day. I'm going to an event with about 70 other guests, some of whom are demonstrators and others are just regular scrappers, card makers, and I just wanted to show you how I had everything set up. So this is my card. There's nothing on the inside. It's straight up on the outside. And I had a lot of fun designing this card. So I want to show you everything I'm using to make this card. I've got Night of Navy, Pacific Point, and Dapper Denim. That's creating this blue background that you see here. And then I masked my background before I did the Dapper Denim and the Night of Navy. I masked them with the Post-it notes. I punched the circle, that's a 1 1/4 inch circle, and did my Daffodil Delight and then touched it up with a little paper pumpkin pie, to give it a little depth. And then I went ahead and did my background with the blue. I started with the lighter one, which would have been this, and then I kind of blended them all up. And I used these sponge daubers, as you can see up here. Okay, so from there, and I'm going to show you one real quick, but it takes a while, so I wanted you to see everything. So then I've used the copper, and I did some with gold foil. That is a 1/2 inch circle punch behind this lampshade. And this is from the Christmas Lamppost Thinlits. And as you can see over here on the big shot, I already have everything lined up and ready to go. So I've got my lamppost. Okay, so what I'm going to do, as you can see, all of the supplies are here. I'm going to run this through the big shot, and I'm going to show you how you can work these tiny little pieces without having to use sticky glue and all kinds of stuff to get them to work properly. So I'm going to go ahead and run this through. And on another note, I just wanted to add to you to understand that this paper is really rather thick, but I took this backing off of it to make it a little thinner so that the thinlits can run through them easier. And it's now, if you want it to stay sturdy, you can keep it on there, but it's so much easier when it's flexible. So I'm going to go ahead and take these off of here. Oh, there's a post. Got to get that off of there. And you can see my pads are very well used, very well loved. I have one pad marked as cut only. And you can see this comes out very easily. Now this one, I may have to poke it a little. I have a pokey tool. Oh, where did it go? I have a Stampin' Beer. Oh, see, it fell right out. I didn't even notice. So I'm going to leave my thinlet stuck to my magnetic plate for right now. And I will put those away later. Well, actually, maybe not, because I still need to run a banner through. Go ahead and bring my big shot back out. Run my banner through. And typically I will stamp the banner and then run it through. But because of time, I am going to go ahead. And as you can see, I've got scraps. This is a perfect way to use your scraps. I'm going to go ahead and use both banners. Just run it through. And the reason I'm running both banners through is because the one I'm going to show you how to make, I also have some others that are lacking pieces that I've already got started. So we're going to go ahead and get those pieces since we're here. And I'll just toss those pieces off to the side for now. Okay, so those are done. We'll go ahead and we'll just put them right back in their spot. We'll get everything put back in its place. I'll clean those out later from all the little bits. And I can tell already I've lost one of my little pieces. And you should always check and make sure which way things went before you go taking them out, because you end up with something like this where you're trying to figure it out. There we go. There it is. My little post. And I'm not sure why there's two of the same post in here, other than maybe the ease of, you know, cutting more than one at a time. So, all right, so I am going to go ahead and put these off to the side. These are my Christmas lamp posts, and I've already cut my Christmas trees, so I'm not going to worry about showing you. You already know how to use the Big Shot. So the Big Shot is away. I'm going to put my card off to the side here. This is going to be my card base for the background. Get in my chair, put all of these inks back a little bit. We'll bring them in as we need them. Okay, so as I was saying before, I'm going to use our multi-purpose adhesive sheets. They come 12 in a pack. And you can see I cut one out like that. Well, you don't really have to do that. All you really have to do is peel this back from here. And let me see if I can get it, because it's supposed to be easier than that. It says peel here. There we go. That's because I wasn't lifting the back. So now this side is the release side and this side is the sticky side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead. Make sure you're using your cut side. You can feel it. It's got a little rough edge. So I'm going to put that there. And on some of these little pieces like this, you may want to use your tweezers just to put them in place. You poke out my little hole here. Put that down there. And that right there. Now this I'm going to put on with a mini dimensional. So I'm going to let this sit over here. Also, here's my Christmas tree. I'm going to put that on with a mini dimensional. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and burnish these pieces onto the sticky part. So when I peel them up, they will have sticky on them. But I'm not going to go ahead and pull them off just yet because I want to get my background done. Oh, and as you can see, I forgot to poke one out, but that's okay. It'll be fine. I will leave these set on here, and then I will take care of getting them on once I got the back done. So let's get to the back because this is the fun and messy part. Okay, so when you're cutting your mask, you want to make sure you get the sticky side of it. So like I said, it's a 1-inch circle. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut it as close to the edge as I can. Oh, I forgot that you really need to have like a double piece. Okay, so it's a little thicker because that really thin paper, it doesn't go well. And you're going to want to keep your punch out simply because you're going to use that to cover your circle once you start on the blue. Okay, so I really only need the one piece. I'm going to go ahead and put it where I want my color. And I see that I've covered up my info. So I'm going to open that up for you again. All right, so I've got Pumpkin Pie and Daffodil Delight. I'm going to go ahead and start with my daff. And going outside is not going to be a big deal. I really didn't need it other than to have the perfect little circle because I am going to give it a little bit of a halo once I have the blue. So that I'm just doing a little bit of dimension, 1, 2, 3, done. Put my ink pad here so I don't end up wearing it. And there you go. And like I said, don't worry about that. We're going to take care of that. All right, so for here, I'm going to go ahead again. Like I said, I did multiple, so I'll have lots of circles for later. Okay, so quickly, we're going to start with the Pacific Point. And we're going to start down here. And you can see it goes really fast. And don't worry about the swirls. Some of that's going to be covered up. We just want a lighter background for our night sky. And you can rub. And you know, the sky's not perfect. So then we're going to go on to our Dapper Denim. And it doesn't look like it's much darker, but it is. Oh, there we go. And we're going to blend it down. Okay. Get this in here to get our evening sky blended. Okay, and then on to Night of Navy. Yes, that is a good, thick, dark evening sky. I'm gonna flip it around here a little so I don't get my fingers all in that. And as with any sky, you know, it's variegated. There is no perfect dark, unless it's a pitch black night with no moon, but that is not the case here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and close these up and get them out of the way. And I'm going to bring back my Daffodil Delight. And I'm going to halo out. Now, let me see if I can pick it up. My fingernails aren't doing it. There we go. So there's our night sky. Okay. So that's easy peasy, 1, 2, 3. I also used some Dazzling Diamonds, which I cut in a 2-inch by 4-inch strip, and then I used my scissors and cut this little shape, so you get 2 for 1. Okay, so now we're going to get our lamp post. Move that over. come back to our sticky sheet. And I'm going to peel the lamppost off here. Put it where I want it to go. And don't worry if a little sticky gets on top. We have that little rotary eraser that will take care of that. We used to sell these. We don't sell these anymore, but you can get them at any craft store. And it just takes any excess off. Okay, so then the next piece I want to do is this piece right here. And, whoo, it's tiny. So I'm going to go ahead and place that right there on my banner. Get rid of any excess. Okay, so I'm going to wait for those because I need to punch my highlights out. So I've got some gold. I've got some gold foil paper here that I'm going to use. One of which just hit the floor. Okay. So that is, oh, well, I actually want these to be face up because I am going to place these on top. I'm going to get my tweezers up under there. And you can see there's a little bit of glue in there. Typically I would have rubbed that down so that it wouldn't be in there. But again, we can still use our little rubber eraser. I'm going to place that right on top. And I'm going to use a little multi-purpose glue right here in the center of this. And this goes right at the top. And of course I placed mine a little bit high, but oh well, no biggie. Okay, so we don't really need all this glue here, so I'm just gonna run my probably could have left those little pieces in there and that would have taken care of it, wouldn't it? Get rid of that. Peel my pieces up. Ooh, don't worry, it works. It looks a little gloppy, but it works. I should have done a little better with the whole getting all of the gloopy stuff off first. So let's go ahead and put it on the release paper and see if we can get some of that off of there. And get it off my fingers. We'll just go around it real quick. Okay, so instead of placing these the way I wanted to do, we'll go ahead and get them on there. And this is really good adhesive, so don't worry about, you know, getting it on your hand and not making your surface sticky anymore. It will still be sticky. And it's movable if it's slightly off kilter. So I'm going to put a little dot of multi-purpose here. And I am going to place my center, get that one off my finger, fix this one so it's in the right spot. And put it down. Okay, so yeah, I got a lot of glue on there. I'm gonna go ahead and just get this off. It's not that hard, it doesn't hurt the paper. There you go. Take it right out of those little centers since I didn't get it good enough right out of those little centers. Okay. Again, you'll learn as you play with that adhesive sheet. You'll learn how to work it, and I obviously didn't learn yet. Okay, so yeah, I see that one is a little bit off. Yeah, it stuck to me. Still. There we go. Don't worry about it. Nobody's going to notice that. Okay, so I happen to have one of the banners that is already stamped, so you don't have to see that, but I used real red to stamp the ho ho ho, and I stamped that from, what stamp set did I use? I used, not that one, I used this one. Labels to Love. There's the ho ho ho. Now, I did not get one of the newer Christmas stamp sets yet that has the little ornaments on it, so I used an older retired stamp set that has these tiny little ornaments. You can use whatever you want to use. So this actually will get glued down after I glue down my snow. Just using some multi-purpose. And as you can tell, I like to use my tweezers a lot when I'm doing placement. I'm just gonna match it up to the edge. Put that down. Do the same thing on my banner. Oh, wait, you know what? All right, so I got this glued. I need to get my, I still have my, oh no, my post is there. Oh goodness, I'm confused. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and hang my banner. And I am going to use one of the mini glue dots. I try to put the flat edges so that nothing sticks out. Get this little backing off of there. Everything's sticky. Got that on there. Okay, and again, there's a cut edge, you can feel it. So you want to make sure that's where you put your glue dot. So I'm going to put one here, one here. Feel my backing. Put my tree. 1, 2, 3. Here's my card back. I like my multi-purpose glue whenever I'm doing lots of levels and stuff. This is kind of a heavy face. So we use my multi-purpose. And we're going to go ahead and voila. So it was pretty simple. It looked complicated because that's a lot of stuff on one card, but that's pretty good. So I know, and I'm using a thick card base here, okay? So on the regular Whisper White, when you have your card base and you score down the center, in this case at 4 1/4, you would do, you have a ditch and a mountain. You would do ditch out on a thin regular Whisper White. But when you're using thick, I like to use the ditch in is my thought, because the fibers are already broken down and you can smooth out your cut edge just like that so it doesn't show. And of course, you got to get your glue beads off there. but it gives you a nice smooth edge because that's already been broken down, and it's pretty inside too. I thank you for joining me, and I would like, for you to go out to my blog site and check out what I've got going on out there. I'll have some tutorials out there. I also have events posted on my Facebook page, and you can always shop for any of these supplies at my store. Thank you. Keep on scrapping.